Are you looking for ways to understand your website visitors better? If so, you may have run across HotJar, and in this video, I plan to show you how HotJar works and help you to decide if it's a good software tool for you to use for your website. So if you're looking for a thorough review that shows you how HotJar works, what it is, what the benefits are, and who it's best for, then this video is definitely going to be for you. So if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Tiffany Domena, and you are looking at the How to Entrepreneur YouTube channel, where the mission is to help you grow a business from idea to full-time income and from full-time income to enterprise. So if you haven't yet stopped by howtoentrepreneur.com, definitely stop by and check out all of the free resources. There's courses there, there's templates there, there's lots of things there to help you start and grow your business. So definitely stop by howtoentrepreneur.com and check out the resources there. So now, what is HotJar? HotJar is a software tool that you can use to see the activity of your website visitors on your website. So when you go to an offline store, they're able to actually have their staff watch and see how people are navigating through the store so that they can move shelves around and make the store work better for the users. But in the online stores, it can be harder to actually translate numerical data into a hypothesis that you can use to improve the conversion rates on your website. So HotJar helps you by giving you the tools you need to record your website visitors, to analyze the activity that they have, and to actually be able to improve your conversion rates. So now, how does it work? HotJar has several different components. They have the recordings, and the recordings is where you can actually go through and watch how people who come to your website are scrolling through, and it can help you to see whether they're engaging with your text, whether they're engaging with your buttons, whether some things can be moved around to get better results. So it can be used in many different ways. By being able to watch the activity that's taking place on your website, then you can make hypotheses about improvements. They also have the HotJar funnels, which is where you would choose a page that is a common landing page or a page that you're concerned about, and then you would choose a conversion goal, and HotJar would show you how many people are leaving from that landing page and getting to the page where you have your conversion goal. And it'll give you percentages, and this can help you a lot because then you can decide if you're using free or paid traffic, how much of a return on investment it is for you to get people from that landing page to the other page. You can also decide if there's improvements, and if there's improvements that can be made, and how those improvements are actually translating into better engagement at your sales conversion goal, or whatever your conversion goal might be. HotJar also has user feedback, which can be very valuable. A lot of people pay for feedback on their websites to have someone who goes and just navigates around. But with HotJar, you can actually add a tab onto your website where your actual website visitors can click and leave you feedback about their user experience. And if you can get some of your users to actually give you that type of feedback, it can be really valuable in terms of helping you change and improve the user experience. HotJar also has heat maps, and the heat maps are like a color-coded it's like where it color codes your website with various colors, and this is something you will only see when you log onto your HotJar account and look at your heat maps. But the colors help you to see which areas of your website have a lot of activity versus which ones have a lesser amount of activity. And this can help you because you'll be able to see how far your users are actually scrolling, whether your calls to action are in a good position, whether or not your text is bringing people to your call to action. And you can do experiments where you improve your layout more and see how that's influencing the engagement with your site. So these are some things that you can use that are a part of the package that you get with HotJar. Now, how do you get started? I haven't personally used HotJar with other content management systems aside from WordPress, but if you wanted to install HotJar on your WordPress website, they give you code that you would take and add beneath the head tag of your theme editor on your WordPress website. So it's actually really simple to install the code onto your website, and then you would verify that the code is installed properly, and you would start to be able to use the tools at HotJar. So for some hosting companies, they might actually help you with installing that code in the right place. If you use a different content management system like Squarespace or Wix, I'm not really sure exactly how it will work, but if you reach out to the support, then you can probably ask those types of questions. So that is how you get started with HotJar. Now, in terms of the HotJar, who is HotJar best for? HotJar is really good if you plan to use paid advertising, because you're paying for each visitor that comes to your website, and you want to be able to see whether those visitors who are coming to your website are actually engaging with the content there, because you get paid, or you're using your money so that you would get more sales. So it can help you to improve the return that you get from your ad spend. HotJar is also good for website owners who have traffic but who feel like their traffic is not converting to their conversion goals at a high enough percentage. In that case, you can install HotJar, and you can look at how people are interacting with your website and then decide if you need to make some changes. HotJar is also good for those who might be having problems converting traffic to buyers. It's good for those who have products and services to sell on their website but feel like they aren't seeing optimal results. HotJar might help you to decide if maybe you need to change product descriptions, if maybe some button is not working properly. You'll be able to watch the recordings or analyze the funnel or analyze the heat map and decide if everything's working properly. And it's also for those who simply want to be proactive and who want to ensure a stable environment for their customers and their engagement with the site. So I personally like using HotJar just to make sure everything is going smoothly, and also to see if there's ways for me to improve the engagement with my website. So in terms of tools and training, HotJar has a resource center that can help you to use the software. They also have a getting started guide to help you with getting started using the software. Now, HotJar offers a ticketing support system, so they don't have phone or live chat support. So if you are looking for a solution with phone or live chat support, then HotJar may not be the best option for you. But it's very simple to use. The software is very easy to use, so support should not be something that you need a whole lot. Now, what does HotJar do well? HotJar helps you to understand the users and visitors that come to your website a lot better. It helps you to visualize the user activity, whereas a lot of other software will just provide you with data and analytics, and possibly even provide you with the information of your leads. So there's other CRM software and things like that that can give you the information after someone's engaged with your website. But if you want to know how people are actually engaging ahead before they convert, then HotJar is a great tool to use for that. It also helps you to make hypotheses that can improve your user experience. Now, what doesn't HotJar do well? Like I mentioned before, they don't have live real-time support. So if you want to, if you need help with anything, if you have questions or concerns, then you have to put in a support ticket. So for some people, they prefer having phone support or live chat support, and that may be a con for them. So I compiled HotJar reviews, both positive and negative, to give you even more insight about the software. So this is some positive and negative things that people had to say about HotJar. Now, in terms of the positive, I've taken several courses on user experience and paid traffic, and most of the instructors will tell you, hands down, install HotJar. It's really important. And it's very affordable, very cost effective. So it's a tool that is reachable and a lot of people can use. Now, some other feedback that I found from customers is that they offer a great freemium plan. So for free, you're able to record up to 2,000 sessions per day, which works for some people. They also have a great interface and a great user interface, and they're GDPR compliant. So with the GDPR rules being a lot more strict nowadays, the GDPR compliance is really important. Now, some common negative feedback that I saw when reading about customers' experiences, I saw that it doesn't work well with JavaScript, and HotJar responded to this feedback and let the customer know that they're working to improve how well it integrates with JavaScript. So if you use JavaScript on your website and you want to know if it'll work well with JavaScript, then you can be on the lookout, because they will be making improvements on how it integrates with JavaScript. Also, one negative feedback said that it doesn't integrate with Google Analytics. So if you want like the recordings to be able to sync with your Google Analytics, or you want all of that to work together, it doesn't work like that right now. HotJar has its own data. You can watch the recordings, you can see the heat maps, and then analytics is where you see your users, your page views, your sessions, the conversion to your goals that you've put in analytics, and all of that. So it doesn't currently work together, but and also no ability to download the recordings. So if you want to be able to download the recordings for whatever reason, you can't do that. You have to actually log on to HotJar and watch the recordings from within your HotJar membership. And high traffic sites can use the recordings quickly, which is true for most things. So considering that the recordings that they're doing are video, and the heat maps are even somewhat video, then you're taking up resources when you are recording those videos. So if you record more than 2,000 sessions per day, then it takes space on their servers, and I'm sure that's why they have to charge more for the traffic. They also say you can't analyze several sites' data easily from one interface. So if you have clients and you'll be using HotJar on client websites, you can add several sites into one dashboard, but some customers are saying it could be easier to use or to go back and forth between sites. So these are some things to think about when you are considering HotJar. Now, I found a really helpful positive review, and it comes from Marcelo R. at G2 Crowd, and he said HotJar is a very intuitive and easy to use tool that allows you to run quick surveys and to measure user intention through heat maps, for example. The integration with the website is smooth, and the surveys have created a good response rate. Their reporting tool is also solid and provides actionable insights for user experience and product improvements. I also found a negative review that I thought would be beneficial if you are considering using HotJar, and it comes from Draj M at G2 Crowd, and he said, you cannot track logged in users. There is no option to de-anonymize if the user signs in. If this feature is there, it will be helpful for the marketing purpose. Integration with Google Analytics would be a plus point. Ability to download the session recordings would have helped a lot. Ability to download the heat maps would have helped a lot. Direct login from Google or social media. I really hate logging with passwords. HotJar wants us to log in with a password even after being logged into Google authorization. This is a double job for the users, something that is not recommended. So these are some feedback that I saw customers had reported to HotJar. Now, this may or may not be something that would impact your thoughts about HotJar. For me, I've really enjoyed using the software, and I'd like to show you how it's worked out for me. So let me log into my HotJar account so I can show you how it works, how the installation goes, and all of the other details. So let's jump in. Okay, so right now we're logged into my HotJar account, and you can see it records the team activity. So if you have a team, you'll be able to see who participated and who did various things inside of the HotJar account. If you want to set up the HotJar account, then what you do is you take this code and you'd install this into your theme editor on your website. So you just copy this code to your clipboard, and you go and into your theme editor, and you add this code beneath this head tag inside of your theme editor. After you're finished, you would verify the installation by going here, and you click verification, and then it'll start working on your website. So now we're logged into howtoentrepreneur.com, and if I wanted to install the HotJar tracking code onto my website, I would go into my WordPress website, and down here on appearance, and then to theme editor, and this is where you would install the tracking code. So you go over here to your theme header file, and right here underneath the head tag right here, you'd install your code. So one of these is probably the code that I've installed from HotJar. So then you would go down here to update file, and your theme would be updated with the HotJar tracking code. So that's how you would install HotJar onto your website. Then you'd go back and you go here to tracking, verify the installation by clicking verify install, and then you'd be good to go. So that's how you would install HotJar onto your website. As far as the heat maps, you can see that I have different heat maps. I can delete them and create new ones whenever I want, but I want to show you how the heat map might look. So you can see that it shows you by color how many people clicked around on different things on your heat map. So it shows you that people were going all the way to the bottom of my website and clicking down in the menu, and then you can see some people were clicking here at this opt-in form, and lots of people were clicking here because this one has the hotter colors right here. And then you can see that some people were going to the menu and also to this button and clicking on the logo as well. So you can kind of see where people were clicking around and where there's not a lot of activity, and you can decide if the activity is taking place where you want it to take place. So for example, maybe I could say that some of these links inside of my footer are not that important, so I might want to take some of them off because they're preventing people from clicking on links that are more important. So you can analyze the results of your heat map like that and decide if you need to make some changes. Now for the funnel, I can show you I did a two-step funnel, and you can see that you can choose what page or post, and then you can choose your second conversion goal. In this case, I'm not sure exactly what I did, but as you can see, it was a 100% drop off from the page that I chose over to the opt-in that I chose. So of course, if this was your results, then you would say, well, you would look at how many sessions first, and if you had more data, then you would say maybe this page is not converting very well, so I should change it and make sure that the opt-in is more clear, or you can make different hypotheses so that you can get a better result and not a 100% drop off. But then you can see that HotJar will give you a conversion percentage. So let's take a look at maybe another one that I did and see if, okay, so it looks like I have 3 of the same funnel. So I should really use this funnel section even more. Now this is something that I haven't personally used, but it is the forms. HotJar has forms, so basically you can see if you have too many fields on your forms, like if you have an opt-in or if you have a contact us or something like that, and maybe you have name, email, phone number, address, and various things on your form, you can see how many people are actually filling out things and what the drop-off was on the form. So if that's a way that you connect with your customers is through forms, whether it be an opt-in form or whether it be some type of contact form, then this might be really helpful to know how people are engaging with that form and if you can change it to get better engagement. I haven't also used the feedback, the polls for incoming feedback, but it is something that you can use, and I think it will be really helpful. I have been using HotJar a lot when I was doing more with conversion optimization, and once I got my conversion rate to a certain percentage and didn't really make many changes after that, then I stopped using it as much. The part that I really liked to use most was the heat maps and the recordings. So right now you can see that you can pick any page on your website. So let's pick this one for example, and it will show you a recording of how the person engaged with your website. So like you can see, that one was really fast. So maybe the person might have bounced off of the website. So I might decide that I want to really watch this page closer to see if more people are responding the same way to that page. So it also gives you information like what country, it gives you IP address, it tells you what type of device they were on, Android versus iPhone, and if you are doing paid advertising, you can actually segment your audience so that certain countries don't come to your site. If you know that certain countries are not engaging well with your site, or if you know that mobile devices are not responding well to your site, then it might be really helpful to segment that group of people so that either you don't pay for ads for that group of people, or you pay a lower cost per click for people from certain countries, or people from people that are using Android, or whichever one you notice is not engaging as well with your site. You can also choose based off of what browser or something like that, and all of that can help you to bid on the traffic that's coming to your site more accurately, more optimally, to make sure that your ad spend is going as far as it should go. So these are some things that I really like about HotJar. Now, in terms of pricing, HotJar offers a free plan that records 2,000 daily sessions, and if 2,000 sessions isn't enough, the upgraded plan is for 10,000 sessions, and that's $29 per month. Then they have 20,000 sessions all the way to 15 million page view or 15 million page views, and that 15 million page views is at $9,589 per month. So I would guess that the majority of people who are looking at HotJar are not necessarily in the 15 million page views audience, but you might be somewhere in between. And so for most plans, HotJar is very affordable. So like I said, they have the free plan, and then they have 10,000 sessions, 20,000 sessions, and it goes up in increments from there. But they have several different plans, and in my opinion, it's very affordably priced. So my final opinion of HotJar, I've been using HotJar for over a year now, and it's been very helpful for me. It's like the first thing that I try or I decide to do. If I am playing around with the landing page and I want to know if it's converting better than the previous one, then I go to HotJar. If I am concerned about my conversion rate, maybe I'm not having as many sales as I normally do, then I'll turn my recordings on to see if something is going on that I should be watching out for, or maybe a link is broken or something like that. I look at my recordings to see if maybe I'm not noticing something. If I want to understand how people are using a website, or if some copy that I just changed is helping people to engage with the website better, there's so many different situations where HotJar is a useful tool for me. So I highly recommend installing HotJar on your website if you want to understand your users' activity better. I think it is probably the best tool to install. There are other tools that you can use, like Google Analytics, and it'll give you the numbers of how many people are actually getting to your website. You can set up your Google Analytic goals so that you can understand how the users are converting from the landing page to whatever your conversion goals are or your destination is. So there's other ways to understand the user activity better, but as far as a visual understanding of that activity, HotJar is a great tool for that. I've seen really no alternatives that do exactly what HotJar does, so it's definitely a great and unique tool that you should check out. So that's all I have for this review. I really hope it was helpful for you. If it was, please give a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this where I do product and service reviews as well as growth strategies to help you grow a business from idea to full-time income and from full-time income to enterprise, then definitely subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon so you can be notified of upcoming videos. That's all I have for this video. Definitely stop by hotentrepreneur.com if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.